Hello, a very good afternoon to one and all. This is Dr. Fayyaz Sheikh, roll number 12, working as an assistant professor, Government Institute of Forensic Science, Aurangabad. Today, I am going to present a seminar on basic crystallography for online refresher course in emerging issues in information communication technology organized by HRDC Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. So friend, in this presentation, I am going to explain the basics of crystal, then unit cell, unit cell properties, then 7 crystal systems and 14 Bravis lattices. And in that, we'll see how to study the cubic Bravis lattices. And after that, we'll end the presentation. So, introduction to crystal physics. So, what is meaning of physics? Physics is the study of matter and energy and their interactions. So, in the universe, the matter is there, which is present in the various forms. In normally, we find that matter exists in three different forms. One is gaseous form of matter, liquid form of matter, and solid form of matter. Now, if you look at the solid form of matter, the solid materials they are further classified in two broad classes: crystalline solids and non-crystalline solids or amorphous solids. There are the differences between these two types of solids. We'll see the difference in terms of the property. Shape: the crystalline solids they are having the definite shape, whereas amorphous solids are having the irregular shape. Crystalline solids melt at the sharp and characteristic temperature, whereas amorphous solids do not have the sharp and characteristic temperature. Crystalline solid show the cleavage property, whereas amorphous solid does not show the cleavage property. Crystalline solids have definite and characteristic heat of fusion, whereas amorphous solids do not have the definite heat of fusion. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, whereas amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Crystalline solids are true solids, whereas amorphous solids are pseudo solids. Crystalline solid possess long range of order, whereas the amorphous solid possess a very short range of order. Next, let us see the classification of the crystalline solids. Crystalline solids are classified in two broad classes. We can say the single crystalline solid and polycrystalline solid. If the arrangement of the atoms or the molecules in the solid it extend to infinite order, then that type of solid they are called as a single crystalline solids. And if the arrangement of the atoms in the solid it is limited to very short region, then those crystalline solids they are called as a polycrystalline solids. Crystalline solids based on the basis they are again classified in the following way: and atomic solids if the constituent is atom, if the constituent basis is of molecule then molecular solid, if constituent basis is ionic pair then ionic solid, if constituent basis consists of the covalently bonded atoms then covalent solids, and if the constituent atom is a metallic one then it is called as a metallic solids. Next, now let us see the fundamental crystallographic terms. So before understanding what is crystal, we have to first understand what is the lattice, what is the space lattice, what is basis, and then what is crystal structure. So lattice is the arrangement of the points in the space. It may be two-dimensional or three-dimensional in such a way that the environment about each point in that arrangement is identical. For that type of arrangement, it is called as a space lattice. Now basis is formed by associating with every lattice point a unit of assembly of atoms or molecules identical in composition. This unit assembly is called as a basis. Now when the basis is placed in the space lattice or at of the same composition at or near to the lattice point in all the lattice points, then the resultant structure form is a real one, and that is called as a crystal structure. So simple definition of crystal structure is space lattice plus basis. So this is a picture of the space lattice and the crystal structure. You can see here the arrangement of the points in the space with the identical environment is the space lattice. And when we put the basis of identical orientation composition at or near to the lattice point, then that structure it is a crystal structure. Now comes to the unit cell. Now each crystalline solid is made up of small blocks, okay, identical, having all the properties of the solid. So that representative small volume of crystalline solid which represent entire properties of the crystalline solids is called as a unit cell. So each crystalline solid has a unit cell and which has a characteristic shape and volume. So each unit cell has certain characteristics. So each unit cell size and shape can be known by the lattice parameters. So the variables, those represent the length of the unit cells along the respective crystallographic axis of the unit cell. Those are called as the lattice constants, and the angles enclosed by the axis called as the interaxial angles. So there are three lattice constants known as A, B, C, and three interaxial angles known as alpha, beta, and gamma. Now come to the properties of unit cell. Unit cell has 8 different properties such as volume of unit cell, atomic radius, nearest neighbor distance, coordination number, effective number of atom per unit cell, atomic packing fraction, white space, and density. Now look at the types of unit cell. There are two types of unit cell, primitive unit cell and non-primitive unit cell, or it is also called as a conventional unit cell. If the number of atom per unit cell are 1, then it is called as a simple or primitive unit cell. If the number of atom per unit cell they are greater than 1, then that unit cell is called as a non-primitive unit cell. For examples are body-centered cubic structure, body-centered unit cell, face-centered unit cell, age-centered unit cell, and base center unit cell, and so on. Now, all the crystalline solids in the nature they are classified for simplicity in 7 different classes according to the size and shape of the unit cell, according to their lattice parameters, and the classification of the crystalline solids in 7 crystal systems is as shown in the table. These are cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, triclinic, trigonal, and hexagonal. Now, Bravis has studied the arrangement of the points in the space so as to have the identical environment, that is a space lattice, and according to him, he mathematically proved that there are only 14 different ways of arranging the points in the space so as to have the identical surrounding, and these 14 ways they are called as the 14 Bravis lattices. And these 14 Bravis lattices, when they are placed in the distributed in the 7 crystal systems, they are like this. Cubic crystal system, they are having the three types of Bravis lattices like simple, body centered, and face centered. Trigonal is having two, simple and body centered. Orthorhombic has four, simple, body centered, face centered, and base centered. Hexagonal is having one, that is a simple hexagonal. Trigonal one, simple trigonal. Monoclinic is having one, that is a simple monoclinic, and base centered monoclinic. And triclinic is having one, that is a simple triclinic. Here the types of the unit cell: P represent primitive, I represent body centered, F represent face centered, C represents side centered. And then next to that, now let us study the properties of the unit cell for three basic cubic Bravis lattices like simple cubic, body centered cubic, and face centered cubic. Now the first property of the simple cubic Bravis lattice is volume of the unit cell. The volume of each cubic unit cell is a cube, because A is equal to B is equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. So whatever will be the shape of the unit cell, that is the cube one, and of age A. So the volume of the unit cell is A. Atomic radius is the distance between the half the distance between the centers of the two atoms. Those are touching, those are in contact along the edge. So it can be a relationship between the size of the atom and size of the unit cell. So in the simple cubic Bravis lattice, you can see from the picture that the atoms along the edge, position at the corner, they are touching each other along the edge, and as A is the edge of the unit cell and R is the radius of the atom, so we have the relation twice R is equal to A. So R is equal to A by 2. This is the relation for the atomic radius in the simple cubic Bravis lattice. Then effective number of atom per unit cell. Each unit cell has a certain positions where the atom can go and sit in the unit cell, and these are the corner position, face centered position, body centered position. So in the simple cubic unit cell, there is only one position where the atom can be, that is the corner position. When atom is placed at the corner position, that will be equally divided into 8 parts by the other 8 surrounding unit cells. So the total contribution made by that atom to the particular unit cell will be 1/8, and a simple cubic unit cell has 8 corners, so the total contribution of the atoms to the unit cell, it is 1. So for simple cubic unit structure, there is only one atom per unit cell, so it is a primitive unit cell. Coordination number is defined as total number of nearest and equidistant neighbors to any atom in the unit cell. So in the simple cubic unit structure, you can see here the 4 atoms in the horizontal plane, they are nearest and equidistant to the central atom, 1 atom above the plane and 1 atom below the plane, that is 6 number of atoms. And so the coordination number of simple cubic is 6. Atomic vacuum factor is defined as the volume of the atoms in the unit cell to the total volume of the unit cell. So it is a fraction. So in the simple cubic unit cell, volume of the unit cell is A cube, and the volume of the atom in the unit cell is 4/3 of pi r cube. So you know the relation for R and A, R is equal to A by 2. So substituting the relation, we will get atomic vacuum factor is equal to pi by 6, and so it is 0.52%. That is 52% of the volume of the unit cell is occupied by the atoms, and remaining 26%, 28% is the empty space. Now next is the body center cubic Bravais lattice, BCC. So we can have the picture of the BCC lattice. We see here the stacking of the atoms in the BCC unit cell. There is a stacking like this, AB, and the body centered atom is there. The corner atoms are there. So the first property of the unit cell is volume of the unit cell, as it is a cubic one. So volume of the unit cell is A cube. Effective number of atom per unit cell, as the corner atom and the body centered atom is there. The contribution of the corner atom, like the simple cubic Bravais lattice, is 1 watt. So there is one effective atom that is placed at the corner of the unit cell, and the body centered atom is belongs to the unit cell itself. So the total contribution of the atoms to the BCC unit cell is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Now coordination number, you can see here the body centered atom, it is nearest and equidistant to the 8 corner atoms. So body centered atom has a coordination number of 8. Similarly, if you consider corner atom is also nearest and equidistant to the 8 body centered atoms of 8 other unit cells. So the coordination number of BCC structure is 8. The next property is the atomic radius. You can have the here the relation for the atomic radius. For body center cubic structure, the relationship between the atomic radius and age of the unit cell is R is equal to 3 root 3 by 4 times A. You can have the atoms along the body diagonal touching each other, and so you can derive the relation for the atomic radius in terms of the cube age. Now the packing factor, if you see, there are two number of atom effective, and the volume of the unit cell is 4/3 of pi r cube. Substitute the relation of R and A, and substitute the volume of A cube, we can get the atomic packing factor of the body center cubic structure is 0.68, that is 68% of the space of the unit cell is occupied by the atoms in the BCC lattice, and remaining is the empty space, that is 32%. Now come to the FCC Bravais lattice. You can see the stacking of the FCC Bravais lattice, ABC stacking, and these are the contributions of the atoms at the corner position and face centered position. You can see here the volume of the unit cell is again A cube because it is a cubic Bravais lattice. Then we can have the effective number of atom per unit cell. You can have the corner atom contribution is 1, and each face centered atom is shared by the 2 unit cells, so its contribution to the particular unit cell is half. So there are 6 number of atoms, so the total effective number of atoms, face centered atoms, are 3, and so total number of effective atoms in the FCC Bravais lattice is 3 plus 1 is 4. Then the nearest, then the atomic radius, we can have this diagram here. The atoms along the face diagonal, they are touching each other, and if you have the 4r as a diagonal length, here we will get the right angle triangle ABC after using the Pythagoras theorem and solving that. We will get the relation, that is R is equal to A root 2 by 4, and the nearest neighbor distance is just twice the atomic radius, so R is equal to 2 into root 2 by 4. The next property is the coordination number in the FCC Bravais lattice. The 12 is the coordination number. You can see 4 atoms in the horizontal plane and 4 atoms in the vertical XY plane, and 4 atoms in the vertical Y XZ plane. They are nearest and equidistant. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12 is the coordination number of the FCC Bravais lattice. Here the atomic packing factor for the FCC Bravais lattice, if we put the effective number of atom 4 and the radiation between the R and A, and simplifying the atomic packing factor equation, we'll see that atomic packing factor of the FCC lattice is 0.74. That is 74% of the volume of the unit cell is occupied by the atom, and remaining 26% of the space of the unit cell is interstitial or void or empty space. Now, if you compare the three cubic Bravais lattices according to their atomic packing factor, we see here that FCC Bravais lattice is the most closed packed structure. So it is also called as a cubic closely packed structure. So this is all about basic crystal physics. So thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you all. This is the reference.